Well, sweating too much is a real problem, one that can have embarrassing results, and it affects many more people than you may realize. That's why a fairly new procedure has been gaining popularity in recent years, helping thousands rid themselves of sweaty armpits. Dr. Therese Stubbs is here with more on Mirror Dry. Good to have you, Dr. Ann.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this underlying issue, because it is a real problem when you have excessive sweating, right?
It is. It's called hyperhidrosis, meaning excessive sweating in the armpits. Some people have it on their hands and feet too, but the armpit area or the axillary area is an area that really is embarrassing for people, especially if you work in front of people, hairdressers who might have their arms up all day, if they feel like they sweat right through clothes. I've talked to men who have gone through 2 and 3 shirt changes per day, and so this is something that can be embarrassing and just cause a lot of problems in their lives.
And I feel like when people come to you, they probably have tried many other remedies without anything really working.
They have. They've tried prescription deodorants. They've tried, sometimes people have tried the Botox, which is very, very effective, yet very expensive. You have to do that about every 3 to 4 months with large doses of Botox in the axillary area in order to get relief from that. And the Mirror Dry really takes, it's one procedure, about 2 hours in the office, and it takes the sweating down to about 87 to 90% reduction gone. And then if some people require a second treatment, most people it's kind of a one and done. One is wonderful, gives them a new lease on life there because they're not fighting with this on a daily basis. Some people don't have to wear deodorant at all.
Wow. Okay, so how does the procedure actually work?
It's electromagnetic energy. It heats up the axillary area or the sweat glands in the armpit. So people often would say, you know, aren't you supposed to sweat? Isn't it healthy? Well, only 2% of the body's sweat glands are in the axillary area or under the arm. And so really this by ablating or taking those ones out of the picture, we're leaving 98% of those sweat glands still functioning. So the body can cool itself very well with the sweating. We template the armpit there. You can see kind of a little, it's almost like a little temporary tattoo that shows where the energy is going to be delivered. We numb the patient up before we put the template on. So the patient is all numbed up with some lidocaine, and this little machine that you're seeing here delivers heat deep into the skin. It's not a laser, it's electromagnetic energy, so it heats that area until the sweat gland that's right underneath the skin is kind of basically killed off, and only about 2 or 3% of the sweat glands kind of function thereafter. So people might have just a little bit of perspiration, but certainly nothing that they've dealt with before.
So what is the recovery like on that? Is there downtime for this procedure?
You are swollen and a little bit red the next 2 to 3 days. We recommend that patients not work out those next 2 or 3 days. We recommend ice packs, 15 minutes on and off, and we do give people some pain medicine. People are usually right back to work unless they do something very physical in about a day or two. Some people just take 1 day off. Some people go right back to work if they have a computer job or they're at a desk and they have the ability to ice the underarm area. But very effective for maybe a day or two of achiness.
And you mentioned one treatment is usually enough. So how long are these results lasting then? Are these for good?
Well, we have seen that the procedure has been out for about 5 years now, and with 5 years of kind of following up on patients, most patients have only about 90%, 90% of their sweat gone, even 5 years later. A couple of people have come back and said, I want one more just because I'm down a great deal, but I want a little bit more gone. We can kind of kill a few more of those off and to not have to deal with the hyperhidrosis, the people who suffer from the excessive sweat. We do have people that are opposed to wearing aluminum-based deodorants too. The very, who are very all-natural. They don't want any chemicals in their system, and so this is one of their celebrity spokespeople is Antonio Sabato, who's very much a workout fiend. He's an all-natural kind of guy, and he is their spokesperson for Mirror Dry because he was so impressed with this that he can work out and have no need for using the aluminum-based antiperspirants that he was opposed to.
Yeah, how cool is that? All right, and you always have an offer. This one, 20% off, and I think people will find how cost-effective this is when you think about the cost you have spent maybe trying to treat this significant problem.
Exactly. Even if somebody is just sweat bothered, not having to buy deodorant anymore, you know, some people pursue this treatment just because they don't want deodorant stains on their silk blouses and their expensive clothes. But most of the folks who pursue this are people with the hyperhidrosis. They have tried everything. They have spent thousands of dollars 3 times a year on Botox, and for, you know, for a one-time treatment to have 90% reduction is a huge change in their lives.
All right, so call today for 20% off on the Miradry treatment. Dr. Ann, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.